My name is Pamela Valenti. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak today. As a concerned mother and teacher, I know that H. 3728 is an important and necessary bill in education. Throughout my 20-plus years as an educator in many diverse circumstances in both New York and South Carolina, I've always known how important my role is in children's lives. I've been honored to have the ability and have treated it as such. Teachers are supposed to educate children and help them to be their best version of themselves, enriched with facts, strategies, and knowledge to help them contribute to society and enjoy the benefits of their hard work. In recent years, I've noticed that the trend has leaned away from facts and rote skills necessary for success. It's included more emphasis on teachers' personal beliefs and their desire to make children become activists for their causes. Under the guise of inclusivity and acceptance, they've been reading material and participating in lessons that divide them based on race, ethnicity, socioeconomic levels, and gender identity. As a result of some of these programs, including some of those currently being used in South Carolina, children are no longer encouraged to treat each other equally. They're being instructed to view people as oppressed or oppressors, racist or anti-racist, homophobic or inclusive. This is a damaging and divisive way of pitting people against one another, and in some cases, against their own parents. But I, and so many others, know that that's not what being an educator is about. That's not what the education system is entrusted to do for our youth. We should be helping students learn how to think and research different sides of a situation, not instructing them on what to think or how to make judgments about people based on their perceived race, gender, or upbringing. We should be allowing them to figure out their identity for themselves, not telling them who they are or what they can or cannot do based on their assumed roles in society. H. 3728 ensures that everyone is transparent and held accountable. That means that parents and guardians, who we all know are essential to children's growth and development, are included in the process, not shut out like some teachers and programs intend them to be. I've heard the terms co-conspirators, activists, subversive, and subtle to avoid attention used with regards to these popular education programs. Anything that includes those terms and beliefs is not okay. By definition, co-conspirators are people plotting together to do something wrong, illegal, and in some extreme cases, evil. Why hide something if it's what's best for our children and our future? Children often look up to their teachers, and in many cases, they view them as the most stable, important example of what they should be as adults. Some people are taking that opportunity for granted in order to further an agenda or ideology, and that's not the role of educators and shouldn't be tolerated. Our children deserve better. If we really want to inform and improve education, we ought to focus on early intervention and teaching the skills necessary for our children to have the best opportunities afforded to them in the world. Our curriculum of our past wasn't perfect, but it did prepare us for the challenges in the world outside of school. And as a teacher, I always strive to include lessons and texts that were rich in diversity in order to expose students to other viewpoints and circumstances. That was the most authentic way for my students to imagine the experience of others, develop empathy for people who are struggling due to circumstances, and discrimination due to their race, disability, gender, or religious beliefs. Students came to that enlightenment and understanding on their own. It was not pushed on them. I'm here to say that we are watching and we are concerned by what we are seeing, as well as what's being revealed behind the curtain. We can no longer trust that every person who's entrusted with our children's well-being is doing right by them. H. 3728 is necessary to prevent people from discrimination against anyone, to promote inclusivity of everyone, and to ensure that our children are getting the unbiased, authentic education that they deserve. It's sad to me that this is where we're at in education today, but that's the reality. So many parents and teachers like myself are not okay with it, and so we implore you to help us stop the indoctrination of our children. Our children and our future depends on it. We ask you to please pass H. 3728 today.